Other classes already handed in the project budget report for their events. Even the first years, except you. Hold on, I need to. Just so you know, I don't have a little face cam set up, but to do this, I have my hands crossed over my chest, so I am a true Bleach fan. Even though I watch dubbed version of this at first. I switched to sub later, so don't hate. Wahahaha! I think it's bahaha. I'm still sticking with that. Whatever, I'll probably switch, don't worry. That took way more time to set up than I thought. But I had to do it right. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? I hated Kanoji, by the way. If you loved him, then I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. When he had his own little, side episodes, I usually would skip those. I watched all the sides, for the most part, the side seasons that were in the anime only. But, yeah, I did not watch his shit for the most part. I did skip a couple things at the end because I was at the end and I was like, fucking Aizen and shit, man. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Ooh, pissed Shizun. Today. The deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I would have all the necessary paperwork days ago, but someone had to say the deadline. Please extend it. What a bitch. Can't believe I dated you. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is no small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handing the same amount for every class in the school, then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Lily is getting sick and tired of your shit, Shizun. Hey, Shizun, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Sao, it's alright. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. This is about the budget, and I'm disappointed that you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? Shizun, she might not have it on her at this exact second. It's not here right now. I asked two students to take care of it for me. Students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows that Shizun and Risha's effort to rope me into the student council. I guess word has gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizun. This gets better and better. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something that you should just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just horrible. Cleveland Brown. Sorry. They completed it being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha let Mrs. Lily's little jab entirely, I'm just checking the time, sorry. Shizun doesn't. She seems being torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Probably the second, since we know Shizun better. Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but she soon closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands in and around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result isn't interesting and somewhat surreal. Wait, is interesting, somewhat surreal. She's doing exercises. Alright, sorry. Okay, I was just making sure that wasn't anything. And what's with that attitude? I said that is something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Bitch. Tell me the names of these two students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she is doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully around the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see her how excited she is. Why is it all... It's like a delay all of a sudden. Okay, of course you do so much, class rep. Must be so difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of sarcasm, which is they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other. That much is clear, but this seems a little much, and it seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Evil smile. I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to finish all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget mine. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples from the heat of their enmity. Fuck you. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Hichan, don't you slack off either. Bitch, please. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hichan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person. I don't understand why she's suddenly getting mad at me. Hey, come on, cut me and Lily some... I don't know why I'm reading it now, because Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much, even if I wanted to. That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Boom, bitch! Me and Lily, yeah. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decided to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Excuses, Miss Class. Miss Classrep has plenty of time to deal with her report, and we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to make English Festival a success. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if... I don't have time for this right now. No matter what I do, it means being drawn into confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. Ooh, bitch. Lily, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. Thank you, Hisao. I'll leave now then. Ha! Suck my dick, Shizune, which you already did last playthrough. Hee hee. Maybe not. I don't know if sucking dick happened, but fucking happened. I know that much. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week and turns on her heels to make her exit. As soon as Lily walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning it into my back, and can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, the class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital. I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. I always hate this. Teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opening often to cover the board in rows and rows of questions taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of the chalk on the blackboard seems to be synchronized perfectly with the ticking of the clock. Dun dun dun. I start to copy down the equation just to pass the time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in no hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyways, so I don't have to deal with the crowding in the hallways. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signing so fast with her hands it makes noises like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there's a pent-up anger in there. Misha's trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle and Misha struggles to spit out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters. And then on top of that, she has to sign back at anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down on their seats again. Wow, I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I had this opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped to the student council thing again, though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in the school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands and slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, we're in student council, you know we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws. I think that was encumbrances. No, nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting of them. Oh, hello? Look over my shoulder to see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Fuck you. Honestly, fuck you, Misha. No. Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away, to the point where only her fingers are left wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by associating with her dislike in Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, haven't seen Satao. She came by in the morning though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people with different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? They're so mean. If she had any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project. But who knows where that woman is loitering at. You need to find her? She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little without answering that simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question. Sorry, I'm playing with rubber band. Between my fingers. Yeah, I can come with you, if it's okay. Hanako nods fractionally, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get that feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she always seems to be so wary, or maybe more like why there could be a person like her. But I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Were you planning to eat with Lily? She nods slightly, So she must have been trying to get into the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako would be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. It almost feels like we're going on a stroll together, something that I can't say I've ever really done before with a girl. Ho-ho! Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing, though. Even though we are walking at the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me. Given how shy she is, this doesn't seem to be much helping it. At least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there's not much of a crowd there, but Lily is nowhere to be seen. Nako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already? Just at the library. I was reading. So she does spend classes. She skips at the library. So not exactly a thorough search then. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her own class like she soon said, right? Right. With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's being so awkward. Jesus, dude, calm yourself. It's like I need a double-layered silk glove with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both our minds. So you and Lily usually hang out together after class, right? Yes. I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was rather obvious after all. But she doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lily may have be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thoughts about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lily comes by the classroom though, even when she's busy. Look at that smile. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more. Both of us content with the discussions. The discussions reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Hey, are you alright? Just keep going. The students pass us without as much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building, her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. This isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lily acting as mediator, I doubt Hanako would have been able to walk besides me like this. She seems to be completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues with strange silence while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reached the door to class 3-2, with Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me. I opened the door. Wow, the classroom looks really nice, which is kind of ironic because they're blind kids. Inside a hive of activity, seemingly every student in the classroom talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, and banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. Oh, ellipsis. I didn't see that. there. Finding her amongst the dentists is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple students gathered around her as she stands in front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a passage to the various students hunched over the floor for a lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She pricks her head up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best she can. Okay, I had a weird feeling like, as if, I don't know, it sounded like it echoed from my headphone or in my ear or something. Whatever, I'm going crazy, it's okay. She pricks her head up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best she can. Sorry, who? Sorry, Hisao. I have Hanako too. Hi. She's pretty skittish. Considering the amount of people around, it's not too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment to pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again. For the moment, just ask Moria for his advice. Kenji is busy with painting one of his banners already. Quick nod, and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall, face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? I quickly turn around, leaning aside to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of her room, Kenji is hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him. Sorry about that, our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right, Class 3-2 was specifically for students with poor vision. Preparing for festival must be arduous for them. Need a hand? I could give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods in information afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gets a noticeable sigh of relief. Ah, that's good. This kit might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him, but I can't really blame him. I take it you've met. Our rooms and the dorms are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Friend. I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. I would use crazy psycho that I would beat to death with a 10-foot pole. Nako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. I'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right? That's right, just ask him if you have any problems. Coursing an ascent, Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush across the large half-painted kanji. Okay. That's stretched out and on the sheet and pencil. Kenji? Huh? What? Who is it? This is the way he treats class members. It's no small wonder he's working on this alone. It's me, Hisao from the... Right, I know that, man. What are you doing here, though? His dismissive attitude annoys me. I think I might just save... Oh, there it is, the girl. Should be an hour by now, I think. Oh, close enough. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go do some Nuzlocke challenge, maybe take a little break for myself. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Oh, I just realized the playtime's there.